Hi, Nick. Thank you for having me today. The Indus Entrepreneurs, or as it is known as TiE for short, is a global entrepreneurship organization. It is a non-profit organization that was founded in the Silicon Valley in about 1992. It is based on five principles or five pillars of mentoring, networking, education, incubation, and funding. So the idea is because it's a global network with chapters all over the place, Silicon Valley, New York, New Jersey, UK North, London, Middle East, and chapters in India, by becoming a member of one chapter, you have an access to a global network of professionals, entrepreneurs, mentors, advisors, investors, and so on and so forth.
And membership is open to anybody, I take it?
Yeah, membership is open to anybody. There are two different levels of membership. You join as a normal member or an associate member, and then you join as a charter member, which is a slightly higher level of membership, which is more for established entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs.
Well, before we get on to what the conference is going to be talking about, let's just talk about your company so we can get a bit of context around that and why you like working with TiE. Tell us about Equitus Engineering and what you do and what you have done.
So we, Equitus Engineering, which is us, we are an engineering and innovations company. We have about 5 different areas of focus, which are all distinct but also interconnected. We do product development, we do engineering solutions and services, we offer intelligent manufacturing services, we do innovation delivery, and we also deliver sustainability in alignment with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. That's the crux of what we do. For example, some of the projects we've done include the material reduction and sustainable design of this bicycle component, and the development of this breathing valve, which helps prevent death by choking when someone is using a breathing machine to breathe with. That's the crux of what we do as a company. And the reason I like working with TiE, or we like working with TiE, is because since I've joined TiE, I've got a fantastic mentor who's helped shape the strategic direction of the business or the company, and perhaps acting as a sounding board to my ideas. I mean, I come up with tons of ideas all the time. Some of them are great, some of them aren't really that good. So when I bounce these ideas off my mentor, the advice and the suggestions he offers are really, really useful. In fact, I did have a chat with him about today's talk with you as well, and he was like, yeah, go for it. That should be a really good thing to do. And some of these things I run past him, and as a consequence of my involvement with TiE, I've also become a mentor with TiE. I have my own first mentee with whom I started working a couple of months ago, and it helps enhance my network as well with people from different chapters, and just exploring opportunities that lie out there in the world.
You obviously have a great world view, if I can put it that way, Raam, because for a small company based in Manchester, you're already working on significant projects with companies like the European Space Agency. Tell us a little bit about that.
The European Space Agency project started at about 4 years ago, where somebody I'd worked with in the past was working as part of their supply chain in Oxford, and they wanted to do some structural integrity, finite element analysis on some of the components that are part of the Sentinel-5 satellite program. So did a bit of work for them. One thing led to another. They wanted Equitus to get a bit more involved with developing what is called as mechanical ground support equipment, which is all the equipment that goes into a vacuum chamber where these instruments are tested before they get sent out into space in a rocket. So that continued for a good 2-3 years. So we kind of delivered about 3 projects for the European Space Agency and its supply chain via Rutherford Appleton Laboratory based in Oxford. So that's how it came about.
So it sounds to me like Equitus is punching well above its weight. Now then, let's move on to the TiE conference on Monday, November the 2nd. Tell us about it. Talking about digital manufacturing, I mean, this is a subject we've all been talking about for a very long time, for at least 4 years now. What's going to be special about this particular conference?
Okay, TiE UK North, though based in Manchester, covers the entire north of England. I mean, I still don't know where we draw the boundary between the north and the south, but I'm guessing anywhere in the regions of Greater Manchester, Lancashire, Cumbria, Cheshire, and all these areas, and of course the northeast are well within the purview of TiE UK North. And as you're aware, being an industry veteran yourself, Nick, that manufacturing is particularly strong in the northern parts of the country. Now, obviously, when you talk about digital in terms of manufacturing, it depends on whom you're talking to. You get a different view. If you talk to a robotics manufacturer, they say, oh, robots are going to take your jobs, and I know it's Terminator. If you talk to somebody who does AR and VR, it's a bit like Inception. You don't know what's a dream and what's reality, and so on and so forth. So what we are trying to do with this is focusing on two aspects of digital. One, how do digital technologies like what Equitus do in the pre-manufacturing stage help manufacture, design, develop products? And then we have another side of the digital, which is the actual brains of the digital systems itself, which is like your sensors, which is your data acquisition systems, which is your communication systems. How do these come together to help transmit data, to provide information and all those valuable insights? And then we are bringing these together to show digital isn't all that complicated. It is just a matter of understanding what's available and what you need and applying it appropriately to your particular company or business. We're also calling it demystifying digital, by the way. So,
well, I mean, there is a lot to demystify, but I suspect what the phrase that stood out just a few seconds ago is what you need. And of course, manufacturers, they have problems they need solving. And that's really where I think the pain point that you can start applying the argument for digital best. Don't you agree that, I mean, at the moment we have talked rather conceptually about all these things and have done so for many years now. But of course, manufacturers need to know, I've got a problem. What does this do to solve it? And am I going to get some pretty quick ROI on it? We all know, I think, that yes, digital is probably going to solve 95% of any problems anybody's got. And yes, the ROI is fairly swift, but you've got to make that argument, do you not?
Absolutely. In fact, on the Equitus website, we posted a blog exactly about digital transformation, the why and the why nots. Now, obviously, you need to get onto the digital cycle, if you will, or the digital realm, but you don't have to do it because everyone is doing it. You don't have to do it because it is the trend. You need to do it because you genuinely see a reason for your company to do it. Yes, eventually everything will move on. It's better you get started on it, take small steps and understand what's available and apply relevant applicable technologies that make sense to your company. For example, that's something we do at Equitus. We don't simply dump all the digital technologies at your face and say, there you go, you can have all this. One of the things we do is what is called as an interactive free workshop with companies where we say, right, let's see what you're doing, where you are on the journey, and then we'll help you pick and choose what will make the best impact for you and give you maximum ROI. That's what we do as part of our offerings with the intelligent manufacturing anyway.
Well, there's obviously a great deal to talk about, Raam. How does anybody get to attend this conference?
It's very simple. They send an email to hello@tieuknorth.org. Repeat it. It's hello@tieuknorth.org.
And if you look below, there's the link. So just register, send the email. I'm sure it's going to be a fascinating conference. What time does it start, Raam? What time does it all kick off?
It starts at 4 p.m. GMT, and it is for about an hour. It finishes at 5 p.m. GMT.
Well, that's brilliant. Anybody who wants to go along, please send an email to that address. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic event. Raam Shanker, Equitus Engineering, thank you very much for being with us.
Nick, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for having me once again.
And thank you to you for watching. This has been a ZenootTV News Update. See you again next time.